Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out AmItheA whole. Story 1. AITA for defending my friend using the wife. I, M, was out to dinner with my dad, referred to as D, and two of our friends, J and A, also male, along with my dad's girlfriend F. During the conversation, A said something along the lines of the wife wanted tickets. I don't actually remember the topic because it was offhand and the ensuing discussion derailed the conversation. F did not like how A referred to his wife as the wife and explained how it was impersonal to the actual human being and was referring to her as a categorical role like the butler, with the preference to use my wife instead. Everyone else, 4 guys, kind of balked at the comment, which upset her more. A slightly heated discussion followed where we tried to explain why it wasn't a big deal to us. Everyone there had met her and knows her, so it's not like we weren't aware of who she was. A said that even his wife wouldn't mind. Such a literal interpretation of the wife could mean my wife conveys ownership or possession. The term wife is a term of endearment and personal by definition, as opposed to ball and chain or the old lady using my butler is no better than the butler. When it started to go off the rails is when she responded by saying you are being fucks multiple times in the back and forth, only swear words used in the whole conversation. I pointed out that her calling us fucks is worse than her being offended for someone who isn't there and wouldn't be offended if she were there. I also said her opinion of the wife as an offensive/impersonal term is her interpretation of the word wife on its own not being a positive thing in the first place. I have a personal bias against people who get offended on behalf of others, so I think I have blindside here. AmItheA? I plan of apologizing tomorrow just to smooth things over, so this is mostly just for my peace of mind. Edit, just to explain a bit more about the progression of the conversation. F says she doesn't like A using the wife term. A explains in his relationship it isn't derogatory. F rejects this and explains a bit. Then the conversation topic opens to the rest of the group. We each agree with A and elaborate a bit. F rejects this and elaborates. We all basically say fair point and try to move on. She aggressively circles back, not satisfied she successfully changed our minds, or that we are not taking it seriously enough. Then the conversation circles around. Story 2. AITA for refusing to let my bridesmaid wear her dead mother's favorite color to my wedding. I, 31F, was married to my amazing husband, 34M, on Friday. The wedding went smoothly, apart from one guest's dress preference, who we'll call Anna. Anna's mother sadly passed away in January this year. Her mother was the light of her life and ever since she passed, Anna has been understandably uptight and distant. I have helped Anna throughout her entire grieving time. We had been planning this wedding since December, and decided we wanted an ocean-themed wedding. My family and I grew up on the seaside and have always been close to the ocean. I made it extremely clear to all of my bridesmaids that they were to wear blue, a coral pinky color or pastel green. Everyone agreed and seemed to love my choices. Anna's mother always loved the color dark, vibrant purple. Ever since then Anna would buy everything purple if there was a purple choice. Anna and me went for lunch a few weeks after the passing to catch up and support her. At the lunch, Anna asked me if she could please wear a purple dress to my wedding. I'm not crazy about themes usually, but since this wedding was themed to support my family's tradition and considering my maid of honor was already going to be wearing a gorgeous pastel blue dress with purple and gold accents, me and my husband, who I decided to call and discuss the idea with him, politely told her that we understand what she's going through, but we really want bridesmaids on theme. To this she looked hurt, and left lunch earlier than expected. I hardly heard from Anna until around 4 weeks after our lunch, despite my attempts at texting, phoning, and even knocking on her door, but she'd continue to shut me off. That was until she texted me, "What do you think of these dresses?" and displayed many different purple dresses in photos. I kindly reminded Anna that she wouldn't be wearing a purple dress to my wedding. Anna was enraged. I tried to tell her that I understand her feelings, but my wedding is my own special day. To this she blocked me. Anna unblocked me 2 days later, apologizing for the way she acted. Well, when the wedding rolled around, Anna showed up in a purple dress. I asked her why she had gone against my wishes and that she either had to change or leave. To this she told me to stop creating a scene and that I was being dramatic and disrespectful. Anna broke out in a screaming match and called me and my family insensitive, selfish bastards. She was escorted out the door screaming. Once the wedding had ended, I received messages from Anna's family, friends, and even Anna. They were all saying how Anna was going through a lot and that I was being an asshole. So, AITA for not just letting Anna wear the damned purple dress? Story 3. AmItheA if I asked my neighbor to change their autistic child's routine. Hi, so, myself and my partner, who both have sound overstimulation issues, live below a family in a modern-ish, thin walls and floors, apartment block. Our upstairs neighbors have a 5/6 son who is on the spectrum, and part of his daily routine is stomp/jumping across their apartment at all hours. I only am aware that the kiddo is on the spectrum as I went up to speak to them previously when our lights were shaking from the running and stomping. I'm not sure if this is just something I should drop, as it's not the kiddo's fault. This is his way of expressing happiness and excitement, and the parents were very apologetic the first time and explained his habits, but at the same time it's regular intervals of very early morning, lunchtime, early evening, and around midnight, which sometimes affects myself and my partner's sleeping/chill habits. Should I drop it or address it? Edit. Just to add, both of us wear headphones/headsets and sound suppression buds regularly throughout the day, but just can't wear them all the time. Story 4. AITA for not letting my wife go on vacation. So I, 35M, and my wife, 34F, have a 16-month-old child. For background, she makes twice as much as I do. For now, my boss told me he'll be almost doubling my salary 2 years from now. She generally works overnights and weekends, healthcare, and I work a 9 to 5. We essentially take turns taking care of the child while the other one is at work. I often leave work early or come in late to help accommodate her work and pumping schedule. She has been breastfeeding and pumping since our child was born. Recently, her supply has dropped to the point where she's not pumping anymore but will still nurse the baby. This essentially eliminates hours of work from our day, hers from pumping, mine from cleaning the bottles and pumps every night. We did it, she did it, we made it, it's great. Yesterday she told me that she wants to reward herself by going on an international vacation for a week with just her and her friend, this summer. Her arguments are that she deserves it, she's never been out of the country, and it's something she's always wanted to do and wants to do it before it's too late. I agree that she deserves it, but I think it's ridiculous that she thinks it's an acceptable thing to go to the other side of the world without her family for an entire week while our baby is still about 1.5 years old. I told her that it's one thing if she wanted to take a trip somewhere in the States, but to go to either Asia or Europe is entirely too big of an ask. For me, it's the facts that our baby still needs her. This forces me to take a week off work, and the fact that she thinks it's appropriate whatsoever to do something like this. She's offered to fly her mom in for a week to help with childcare, which would help on my end but doesn't solve the issue. She says she doesn't feel like she should have to wait to save up enough to pay for both of us. I'm hurt she wants to go alone but understand she wants to reward herself, but I just think she's swinging for the fences at an inappropriate time. What happens if our baby gets sick? What if there's literally any kind of emergency? I told her if roles were reversed she would absolutely not approve of me leaving for an entire week to go on a vacation by herself. Am I the asshole for saying she shouldn't go on vacation? Dr. Wife just got done breastfeeding and wants to go on an international vacation without her family. I think it's a bad idea to go while the baby is so young. Edit. Guess I should have titled this AITA for not being thrilled she wanted to go on a solo vacation. We just started talking about it yesterday. Calm down guys, it's not like I'm letting her outside the house for the first time. Story 5. AITA for taking my sisters and their husbands to see Garth Brooks when my friends didn't pay. I was lucky enough to snag 6 tickets to see Garth Brooks in Vegas. My friends and I had made plans to go as 3 couples. But I can't really afford to pay for 6 tickets. The concert is kind of expensive. I told my friends that I needed the money for the tickets before my credit card was due. They both promised they would get it to me. I reminded them a few times and they both forgot. I called my sister and asked her if she knew anyone who might like to go. She said that her and my stepsister had been taking about going. We decided to make it a family trip. They paid me immediately and I transferred the tickets for each of them. Last week one of my friends saw that I posted on Facebook about going with my sisters. She asked why I was going twice. I told her I wasn't. I needed to pay my credit card bill so I sold 4 of the tickets. They went ballistic. I do not have any credit card debt as I pay my bill in full every month. They both assumed I would be okay just paying the minimum monthly payment like they do. They expected me to save them the tickets even though they didn't pay me. I told them both to check their texts and see where I had agreed to that. I sent them screenshots of where they both agreed to pay me before my bill was due. They are pissed because all the tickets left are either resale or very expensive floor seats. I am mad at them for trying to screw with my credit. They are mad at me because they had booked time off to go to the concert. AITA. Story 6. AITA for giving my niece dog food. My 20F's sister, Jane 28F, her daughter, 9-month-old Lucy, Mum, Sarah 50F, all came to visit me a few days ago. One of my housemates has a dog and during warmer days, we make frozen banana and peanut butter oat balls for the dog to have as a treat. They are entirely edible for humans. It's literally a banana, a scoop of peanut butter and a cup of oats. That's it. Anyways, Lucy was fussing and Jane tells me that she's in the teething process and asked if I could freeze some of the baby food for when she needed to eat in an hour or so. I agreed and asked if she wanted to give Lucy a frozen peanut butter oat ball. Jane agreed and Lucy loved it. About 2 hours into the visit, my housemates gets back with her dog and goes into the freezer to get one of the frozen treats and my sister gets all antsy. Mum and I ask what's wrong and she asks if I made the treats for Lucy. I said no, they're technically for the dog, but it's safe for human consumption. Jane freaks out and picks Lucy up and goes to the car. She's crying about how I gave her daughter dog food and how I should have disclosed that it was made for a dog, but I didn't think it mattered. It didn't have dog-only ingredients or anything. I tried to talk to Jane but she won't respond and is genuinely insisting that I fed her daughter dog food. Our mum is split, she thinks Jane is being ridiculous and says she's only on her side publicly because she's a new mother. AITA? That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.